Hey, it's Paul from howtoplaybassdotcom. For today's lesson, we're going to look at Paul McCartney's line to Dizzy Miss Lizzy. The Beatles covered this on their Hard Day's Night album in 1965. Reason I'm doing it today, it's quite a good tune for beginners to try and push their left-right hand coordinations up a notch or two, because there's essentially playing the same pattern pretty much unchanged through the 12 bar. It's just a 12 bar blues format, but it's a reasonable tempo, so you do need to be able to coordinate the left and right hands. So it'd be a nice challenge on that front. There is a small variation in the final 12 bar, or the 12th bar of the pattern, the E7 chord again, which I'll show you as well in the lesson, and also the first few notes of the lesson, which is in A, is A, A, C, C sharp, E. That pattern's also used in a lot of kind of bluesy tunes. I'm going to do a lesson on the Brian Ferry Let's Stick Together bass line in the near future, and the first few lines of the bass line of that use exactly that pattern and in A as well. The only difference being that's a straight eighth note, and this has got a very subtle swing eighth note feel. It's quite fast, so it doesn't feel as swingy as slower swing songs do. Before we start the lesson, if you're not a subscriber to my free monthly e-zine, click the link underneath the video, head over there to my website and find the link that says free bass lessons. Click on that and then enter your email address and your name. In exchange, you get exclusive access to a monthly tutorial. It's usually a song tutorial with video and PDF components. Plus there's a series of lessons you get as a thank you over the next couple of weeks for entrusting me with your email address. Again, they're mostly video and PDF format. So go do that and then come back and we're going to start looking at this tune. Okay, so you just heard the play along of Dizzy Miss Lizzy. It's basically, as I said, it's a 12 bar and it's based around this pattern, which is transposed to all the different root notes of the chords. That's the basic pattern. 2 A's, 5th fret of the E string, C, C sharp, 3rd and 4th frets of the A string, E twice, the 7th fret of the A string, F sharp at the 4th fret of the D string, back to E, 7th fret of the A string. So it plays that pattern 4 times on the A, then it goes up to D, plays the same pattern, except starting from D, so you've got 2 Ds at the 5th fret of the A string, F and F sharp, 3rd and 4th frets of the D string, A at the 7th fret of the D string, twice, B at the 4th fret of the G string, back to the A, 7th fret of the D string. Plays that twice. And then you've got the basic pattern again in A, twice. Then that goes up to the 5 chord, the E, and you're playing the same pattern again. This time the notes are 2 E's, 7th fret of the A string, G natural, G sharp, 5th and 6th frets of the D string, up to B twice, 9th fret of the D string, C sharp at the 6th fret of the G string, back to B, the 9th fret of the D string. Again the pattern in D after that, then the pattern in A, and then the last bar you play something like this, which is 6 E's, and then it's a D and a C sharp, 5th and the 4th fret of the A string, of course, sorry. There is an alternate way to play it. I prefer to play it like that. So you've got a slide, a shift in your hand position when you go from the C and the C sharp with the 1st and 2nd fret to then finger E with the 7th fret. The other way you can play it so you don't have to move your hand is like this. and that would be 2 A's, again 5th fret of the E string. This time you're fingering it with the 4th fret of the left hand, then you're playing C, C sharp, 3rd and 4th frets of the A string, this time with the 2nd and 3rd finger, then you're playing E at the 2nd fret of the D string with the 1st finger, F sharp with the 3rd finger at the 4th fret of the D string, back to E. And you can just use that same pattern for D, maybe back to A, and then use the same pattern for E, and for D again, so in that last bar of E, open D, C sharp. So which way you choose depends to a great extent on things like the size of your hands, the scale of your bass, and what kind of fingering system that you use. Both work, and I recommend you try learning it with both systems and seeing which one works best for you. Now, the one variation on the 12 bar, that pattern's pretty much constant. There are a couple of instances where instead of playing this as the last bar on the E7, last E7 chord, McCartney just stays on the E and then back to the A. So watch out for those. Other than that, that's the song. As I said, it's just a 12 bar that goes round and round, but it is a good, as well as a good piece of blues vocabulary, so practice it in all keys. It's also a good workout for your left and your right hand coordination. So hope you enjoyed that, hope you got some value out of that. I'll catch you in the next lesson.